This year is going to be a transformative year. There will be energy in the universe. Energy that you can grab and transform into the building blocks required to improve your life in all realms. But none of it's going to matter unless you're prepared for it. None of it's going to matter unless you're doing due diligence on yourself. You should only spend your time doing what you are good at. This is an extremely important concept not many of you understand. There's two primary ways you make money. You either give up your time or you give up your money. Now, if you become a specialist in something, your time is amplified. If you're a doctor, your time is worth more than if you're a cleaner. Why? Not everybody is a doctor. Anyone can clean. With money, it can also come down to how much you know and how well you know how to amplify your money. It's true. But to a degree, you need a specialization. Korea, I know, strange tangent, hear me out. Korea in the 1950s and 40s had the same GDP per capita as Yemen. It was one of the poorest countries in the world. After World War II, there was a war in Korea. America, who was sponsoring the democratic forces and wanted to try and stop the spread of communism, sent American troops to Korea to fight on the side of the Democrats, and the Russians supported the communists. In fact, the whole peninsula of Korea fell into both hands back and forth. And that's why to this day you have North and South Korea. The war never officially ended. A ceasefire was drawn and a line was drawn through the middle of Korea. Once the line was drawn, you had two countries, North and South Korea, both with the same GDP per capita as Yemen. As it stands today, North Korea is one of the poorest countries in the world, and South Korea is one of the richest countries in the world. Why? The people are the same, and the place they started from is the same, and it was only 60 or 70 years ago. So how within 60 or 70 years can one country remain poor and the other country become extremely successful? Well, the idea behind it is actually quite simple. The North Koreans had an absolute self-sufficiency, and they didn't want to rely on any other country for anything, which sounds quite smart, but it turns out to be a massive hindrance. And the South, the democratic country, decided to trade and open up and deal with all other countries. What it allows you to do is become a specialist in one thing and then trade that specialty for the things you're not good at, which means that you spend all of your time focusing on the one thing you are good at, which amplifies the value of your time. So South Korea became very good at microchips. They didn't need to be good at making clothes. So they made the microchips, and if they needed clothes or whatever else, they'd give microchips, the thing they were good at, for the things they were bad at in return. Whereas the North didn't do that because they wanted to be self-sufficient, so they had to do everything themselves, which means they spent a large proportion of their time doing things they are not good at. Imagine this. Imagine you wanted to be completely self-sufficient, and you had to make your own clothes and grow your own food and build your own house. Now imagine you were a very talented musician, but because you want to be self-sufficient, you don't have time to play piano because you have to build your own house, make your own clothes, and grow your own food. And you may have a few spare minutes in the day to play some piano. Whereas if you only play piano all the time because it's what you're good at, so that you earn enough money that you can pay someone else to build your house, buy your clothes, now you get to become rich because it amplifies the value of your time. If you want to be good at something, then you need to identify, well, what am I good at? Let me focus on that, which increases the value of your time so you make as much money as possible. Conor McGregor was a good fighter, so he focused on fighting. When he wanted to launch a whiskey brand, he then uses the money and notoriety he had obtained from the only thing he is good at and hired people to deal with distilleries, to deal with starting an international alcohol brand, distribution. Imagine instead he said, I want to do a whiskey brand all myself, and wanted to build his own distillery, make his own whiskey, and drive it around in trucks trying to deliver it to fucking pubs. You don't get rich that way ever. Then what you should be doing is doubling down on that thing, making as much money as possible, and finding someone else to do that shit for you. You may ask yourself, well, how do I then find people who I can trust to do the other things that I can't do? This comes back to the sofa store and learning how to manage people and manage relationships and not be a little social autist. Sitting on chain all day will make you autistic. Nobody's going to like you. to be likable and trustable and relatable. You're going to learn that the hard way most often. But this is an extremely important concept I want many of you to understand. If you're making $3,000 a month from a pet store, and that's what you're good at, you need to spend your time getting that $3,000 a month up to $10,000 a month. Not sitting there gambling the $3,000 a month trying to catch a lick because you saw a shiny object with a once in a generation, God knows when it's ever going to come again. Because what crypto is doing is it's brain draining. And there's people now who are forgetting the thing they are actually talented in to just sit and chase imaginary gains in a minus sum game. And most of you are going to lose if you do that. People often say, he says crypto guys are losers. No, I don't. I make a load of money with crypto. But I make a load of money with lots of things. I make a load of money with property. I make a load of money because I can talk on a microphone and you will listen to me. I have a coffee shop. I have a car wash. I do everything. So I'm not against money. What I am against is the idea of people not prepared to sit down and do actual genuine work. This obsession with shiny objects, this easy come, easy go, fast PvP minus some game will destroy you. The truth about life is that there is no easy way out. There is no shortcut home. It's rocky. It's round 10. It's a slugfest. It's broken eye sockets and it's swinging. That's all life is ever going to be at the top. Even with money, it's the same. For me, it's still jail. It's still court. It's still problems. I can only deal with them because of my poor man lessons. I went to jail in Romania. The fucking gypsies tried to pick on me, not knowing I grew up in Luton. I'll fight all 10 of you right now. And they learned better. If I caught a 10 million lick at 16, how would I have survived in jail? Being poor saved me. Being poor saved me. And my brand has only ever been telling you that life is shit as a man. It's never happy. It's never smiles and rainbows. And the ones who do are not going to end up happier than you. You have to wake up, realize life is shit, do the right thing even though you don't feel like doing it, dedicate yourself, grind out brutal, terrible, hard labor. And if you do it the way you're supposed to do it, the lessons you will learn along the way makes money worth having. There's no point in having money if when you walk into the club, nobody gives a who you are, and nobody respects you. What's the point in money then? You see it all the time in Miami now, these crypto kids spending $300-400 grand on bottles in a night. Who cares? I can walk in with a water. It's my club. And every bitch in here is mine. And that's not because I got rich young. It's because I grew up broke. Because we don't give a shit about how much money you have. We care about the quality of your character as a man. How good are you in a firefight? You don't want a Ferrari before you can handle it. Trust me, you're going to hit a tree. Ask yourself, do you deserve millions of dollars? You know you don't deserve it, and God knows you don't deserve it. And if he gave it to you, it would be a punishment. God only gives you what you're ready for. And on the rare occasions he gives you something you're not ready for, you're going to regret it. You know, I wasn't even rich till I was 27. And I think back and I thank God I wasn't rich when I was young. Because if I got rich before 27, I wouldn't be strong like I am now. And that's worth more than being rich. And I wouldn't have the lessons that I say to you on all these emergency meetings. And that's worth more than being rich. I like all the lessons I had when I was poor, because I have the poor man's lessons and the rich man's money. So if God's decided you need some more of the poor man's lessons, then that is a blessing. So ask yourself a question. If you were honest, do you want a 1% chance of making it today? Or do you want a 100% chance you're going to pull it off in 3 years from now? The intelligent people would say, well, 3 years of working, learning lessons along the way, plus a guaranteed success. I'll take the 3 years. But most of you, if offered that chance, you would take the instant gamble bet. You want the hard work and you want the difficulty. Life is a never-ending series of tests and battles, 80-year war, and there is battle to win every single day. The best thing you can do is prepare for the future battle, because you can be sure as you are that the sun will rise, that a battle will come. Tomorrow's problems are guaranteed. But if you do not fix today's problems, you do not earn tomorrow's problems, because problems in and of themselves are a blessing. There is nothing worse than living in the eternal still, the ether of insignificance, where you have no problems. It is stagnation, which is destructive for the male soul. It's perhaps the most destructive thing. You don't want that life. You must change your attitude towards problems and see them as a blessing. If you do not get to enjoy today's problems and solve them, you're going to have no problems tomorrow. And I guarantee you that life you dream of with no problems doesn't exist, because if you ever do find that life, it is torturous. And if life is perfect all the time, you don't appreciate anything. I actually think one of the worst lives you can have is a life where everything goes right all of the time. If you're spoiled to that degree, especially as a man, as soon as you reach any kind of difficulty, you're going to crumble. And I do not pray for an easy life. I pray for a difficult life with difficult challenges to solve and being strong enough to handle them. If you really want an exceptional life and to do exceptional things, you can't only hope for the positive exceptional. The only reason you appreciate being rich is because you were poor. If you were born rich, you don't appreciate it. The only reason you appreciate being in good health is because you were once sick. If you've never experienced sickness, you don't know what health is. I don't believe that God will ever put you in a position where you get to tell the entire world how masculinity and how a rigid mental model and how an iron mind works without ever being tested. And I really don't think I've even been through anything that difficult. Yeah, I went to jail. Yeah, I was locked in my house for 3 years. Yeah, they took all my money. Yeah, they stopped seeing my mom when she had a heart attack. Yeah, I didn't see my kids for years. Yeah, they've tried to destroy my reputation. Yes, they insult me in the new media, blah, 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 blah. But I'm of the frame of mind where I don't feel self-pity at all. I mean, it could be worse. Could have cancer. Could get in a car crash. It could be so much worse. So people come up to me and they go, man, what they did to you is it's a shame. It's so sad. I'm like, well, yeah, a bit, but I promised God I am the man I said I was. So I got a chance to prove I am the man I said I was. And heaven forbid something worse happens to me. I hope it doesn't. But if it does, or when it does, then I'll be exactly the same. The final lesson. You need to self-analyze and self-reflect in all realms to make sure that you're not on the wrong path. If you do not change the direction in which you are heading, you're going to end up exactly where you are headed.
The only way it gets better for you is when you get better. For things to change for you, you've got to change. Otherwise, it isn't going to change. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. And of course, the other side of the coin reads, unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got.
Nothing will change unless you do. Your life isn't waiting for a miracle, a lucky break, a perfect moment. It's waiting for you to finally wake up and take responsibility. You keep praying for a new life while holding on to the habits that are destroying the one you have. You keep wishing for better days while living like someone who doesn't deserve them. You want a new chapter, but you're repeating the same story every single day. Listen to me. Nothing changes until you change. Your income won't grow if you keep working like a bare minimum employee. Your body won't transform if you keep quitting every time it gets uncomfortable. Your mind won't get stronger if you keep feeding it excuses. Your relationships won't improve if you keep staying silent, insecure, afraid to set boundaries. Your future won't shine if you keep dimming your light to fit in with people who don't even want to see you win. You want your life to shift? Then shift your actions, shift your mindset, shift your work ethic, shift your discipline. Life isn't going to feel bad for you. It's not going to apologize for being hard. Life rewards the ones who push back, who adapt, who grow, who evolve, who refuse to stay the same. You've had enough years slip through your fingers. You've seen what repeating the same behaviors gives you, the same results. So stand up, change something. Change everything if you have to. Cut the distractions, cut the laziness, cut the fear, cut the fake friends, cut the comfort. Step into the identity of someone who is done settling, someone who is done waiting, someone who is done blaming life for what they refuse to change. This is the moment where you take control. This is the moment where you decide, I won't live like this anymore. Because once you change, once you discipline yourself, once you focus, once you commit, your entire life will start to move with you. Blessings will find you. Opportunities will appear. Doors will open. But the key, the trigger, the spark, is you. Nothing will change unless you do. So change, grow, transform, and go become the person who was always meant to rise.